What's good, people? Welcome to the Source Code Podcast with your hosts, Mr. SAJ,
Mr. J-A-Y.
bringing you the latest.
And the greatest.
Starts your week.
So grab your Red Bull. And, come on. No, grab your PG tips.
In this situation, we'll grab the Red Bull, but regularly grab your PG tips.
Yeah, mate, we don't-
and stay tuned for that motherfucking drip,
You don't promote that
mate.
much caffeine, mate. It's not good for you. Mate, the last time I had a Red Bull must have been like 3 years ago, you know.
Mate, I know, I can't remember the last time I had an energy drink, lad, I'll be honest with you.
Mate, do you ever have that one guy at your secondary school that just like drinks rock stars, like 20 of them a
Oh,
day?
bro, that was standard, lad.
That was a standard thing, lad. You know
Do you
what?
think those people are still alive?
You know what? On your blazers, you only had 2 pockets, and those 2 pockets were filled with rock stars, 100%. Every student in school.
And then Haribo's in the other one.
Yeah. And
So-
the Kinder Bueno hidden inside there somewhere.
So before we start up, let's quickly introduce our guest today. What's going on, big man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here. It's live.
What's your name?
My name's Shaun.
You said that's what white people call you.
Hey, that's what. Hey, listen. I don't know what kind of audience you got here, but I'd rather be on the safe side. So let's just, my name's Shaun for now.
Sean.
Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram, Shaun_Mia. There's a little plug in that for any of these mans.
Bro, when did I last see you?
Uh,
It must have been when I came to Sages and like we met up with Tahir. Was that with you? or
Yeah,
was
it
that
must
with
have
Noel?
that one time when you came
was
round.
that in that was in Aaron's flat, wasn't it?
I think we've met up in Aaron's flat once, but then we've also linked up in Birkenhead once as well.
Mate, it's been over 3 months, mate.
Yeah,
Because
it's been a long
lockdown
time.
and that.
Yeah, I know, mate.
So what you been
It's
doing, bro?
hectic. At the moment, I've been off work for like 3 months now on furlough, and I had all these goals and plans to do, and every day I looked at my list. I was like, I'll take them off. It's been 3 months now, and I didn't do a single one of them.
What was on your list?
I wanted to sculpt something out of wood.
To sculpt something?
Yeah, I've been
Dude.
looking into like loads of woodworking stuff,
That's sick.
and I also wanted to create a beat as well for like a song.
Yeah.
Didn't do that either.
Dude, I wanted to learn Spanish, mate. And
Spanish?
I didn't even come close to doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to learn Chinese, bro, but nah, it's solid.
Do you remember
Do you
one
know-
of the episodes that we did? Watch out!
Watch out.
That's all Saj learnt.
Other than that, like, it got too tough, lad, I'll be honest. Even some of the things where it's like, you'll be thinking of how something's said, and then you'll repeat it back, and you'll say it to someone, and be like, nah, you're saying that completely wrong.
I know.
Like, you've got the pronunciation off, like, wrong with that. So I remember I learned a bit of it, and then I spoke to one of my Chinese friends, and he just said to me, like, what on earth are you chatting about?
Singing.
Huh?
Singing.
Nah, someone else from
Alright.
uni, innit?
Right.
Hey,
And,
don't copy what Google Translate tells
it's
you,
not
lad, because that's
Google, man.
butchered.
It's not Google. It's Duolingo thing, you get me?
It actually is,
This is
mate.
all Duolingo. I only use Google Translate in emergencies when it's like, you've just got to do something for it, you get me?
Mate, I think some languages are a bit easier. Like I feel like Spanish, some words kind of like are familiar, but with like Mandarin and Norwegian, I tried to learn Norwegian, but I was dating this Norwegian girl, and I went over to Norway, and she tried to teach me Norwegian, and every time she'd like tell me a word, and then like 2 seconds after she told it me, I couldn't recite it back to her because like it's just like blib blob blob.
Oh, bro, no.
Blip, blop, blop, blop. And it's like I can't even imagine that word in my head, let alone say it back and like remember it.
There
It's
is
just-
too many syllables in a word, and
mate, the words are so long. The words are so long. Like, just cut to the point. You know what I mean? Like, we all need one native language.
I'll
mate,
be
in this
honest,
world.
bro. I don't even know Norwegian, lad.
I think, you know what? For me and you, Saj, I think the easiest language for us to learn would be Urdu. Urdu is basically like the same as Bengali, just slightly butchered and slightly different. And the words are more crumbled together, but you can learn it. Like our parents, they probably know Urdu. Like my
Yeah,
dad
they
knows
do,
it, your
lad.
dad knows it, because it's so similar.
Is it like another dialect
It-
of
it-
the same language?
Essentially, yeah, essentially, because you got to remember as well, Bangladesh and Pakistan were once a country.
Yeah.
Civil war broke out. Now the 2 countries, so obviously they have a sort of different dialect, but it is very, very similar. And when you hear it in songs and movies and all this stuff, it sounds so different, doesn't it? Saj? It sounds
Yeah.
completely different, but in actual fact, it's all the same. But the words are just.
Mate, you know what I
over.
find mad? When Saj is like on the phone to like his mum or someone, he'll be speaking English and then halfway through the sentence just switch to Bengali and then he'll switch back to English.
See, Saj is lucky though.
And I'm like,
Saj
how-
is Saj's mum is only one of very, very few in the whole of like Wirral that
Yeah.
actually speaks fluent English. as well as Bengali, so he can go back and forth with her.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
But
with
your
my
dad
mum.
doesn't speak English, does he?
My dad can speak English, but it's not on a level like with mum, innit? Like, with dad, it's kind of mad because obviously, as you said before, like, my dad knows how to speak so many different languages. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, how the hell did you pick that all up? And he was telling me it's all about, it's just like the dialect of when you speak. So as an example, even Raheem, when we spoke to him about it, like, you know, where he's from and, you know, the language he speaks with his parents. And it is all to do with that. He can pick it up and, you know, it will be similar. But at the same time, if we heard it, we'd be like, what on earth are you chatting about? It's just the people who know just know. And I think if you start to learn it, I think especially for us, like me and Shaun, like, we'd pick it up quite easily because we're quite used to the way things are pronounced.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like I feel so stupid when I listen to people who can speak like 2 or 3 languages, and I'm there like, I can barely speak English. Like, I can't even like, you know, I mean, I stutter all the time. I can't even speak English, mate.
Nah, I find it bad with Alvaro as well. I love when he just picks up the phone. Like, he'll just be chatting to us like, yeah, boys, yeah. Or like, I'm all down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Do you know when they're allowed to speak and sometimes they speak Bengali, Jacob? Do you ever get paranoid and think, oh, are they saying anything
Chatting
about
shit
me?
about
Oh,
me.
he's got this one guy.
Because there's no way that I would know.
You know you would know.
See,
Do you ever get paranoid? Because honestly,
Yeah, like when Mo comes round, sometimes they'll just break out Bengali, and I'll be like, they're trying shit about me. This fucking guy, we need to get out of this place.
Like, that's the norm, you know, I'll be honest. I think anytime you speak another language, like in public and other people are around, they're just like, what on earth are they saying? Are they talking about me?
Yeah.
The first thing everyone thinks of is, are they talking about me?
Have you seen the video where the guy goes into like a nail salon or whatever, and he's like acting like a proper like American tourist, and they start bitching about him in Mandarin, and then he answers his phone and speaks fluent Mandarin, and they all turn around and go to each other like, "You understood us?" I would do that, you know.
I'd love to do something like that, you know. Honestly, I'm waiting for that day when I become fluent in a language. And I'm going to go out to a country and pretend that I don't know it and then just see how people treat me. Because then you'll know between the real and the fake when you're out there. Do you get
But
me?
for you, you'd have to learn a language that doesn't look like one that you would already know. So for you, I reckon if you learned French, for example, you don't look like you can speak
that's true.
French.
I don't know. You know, there's quite a few brownies in France. You know, so
Really?
Yeah, it's quite.
I know there's a lot of black folks in France, but I don't know if there's like Asians.
If Saj spoke Mandarin, that would be a massive thing.
That would be a massive
That's the matter. That'd be a mind blow. That's mind blowing, you get me? But I'd love that, you know, genuinely. Like, I've always said to myself, like, that's the one language I'd love to perfect is Chinese.
Yeah.
Just because I think the amount of opportunities you can get from speaking Chinese
Whoa.
is unbelievable.
Chinese is not a language, bro. It's
Well,
Cantonese or Mandarin, bro.
Yeah, but technically, when you say it to most people, is Chinese is just simplified Mandarin. Because Cantonese is very much based off a certain area.
Is that racial? Is that what do you call it? Racial appropriation?
No, it's not. It's just as how it is, lad. Yeah. It's just because obviously certain people will be from certain districts within China. Because obviously there's so many different people, so you don't know if you're gonna speak to someone who's Cantonese. But like with me, like obviously I'm quite a nice guy. I normally ask to say, do you speak Mandarin or Chinese? No, sorry, Mandarin or Cantonese. And pretty much I'd say 90% of people have always said, oh, they speak Mandarin.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's the kind of the norm I'd say because more people
100%,
know it.
100%. Yeah, that's true.
Mate, speaking of China, did you follow Donald Trump on Twitter?
Nah, I wouldn't even do that.
Mate, do you know how much he
China.
bitches about China? He bitches about China as if he's like a 14-year-old girl bitching about the girl that stole her boyfriend. Like, the shit that he says, mate, like, he won't stop calling it the China virus or the Kung flu.
The Kung flu. Nah, he's taking a piss, lad.
China
You know
virus,
he's
that's
taking a
racist,
piss.
but Kung flu, that's just fucking jokes, mate. That's just hilarious. The president of the United States, mate, calling it the Kung flu.
Yeah, but to be fair though, do you remember that interview that they were having and like the woman was talking about it and she was Chinese and like it looked like it was so targeted to her. And I was just there like, bro, what's the need for this? Like she's just asking a question to a general reporter and he's just there like, you know about China, you know?
China.
This is your fault. And I'm just there like, yo, it's not her. She's just asking a question. But he's like full on giving it beans and going like, nah, it's your fault, lad. It's your fault.
Mate, everyone was like so racist towards Chinese people when COVID broke out. Do you remember like how there was people being attacked and shit and like, you know, just for being Chinese?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know this, you know.
It was mad.
Yeah,
It was
like
madness.
someone that we work with had an incident as well. Like people that I know, plenty of people that I know that are Chinese have had like people just not know anything about her but be like treat her or he badly. But now it's like Brits that are fucking spreading the virus and Americans. Like, I'm sure the number one like infection rate is America at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, America's on another level, lad.
Mate, they're just having fucking.
But mate,
death
talking
rate.
about the last podcast where we were on, like, we were talking about Americans and when it comes to coronavirus.
What with Raheem?
Yeah, like the fact that they find it troubling to wear a mask. Like, all you're being asked to do is wear a mask, and they're just like, it's my free right. I don't need to wear a mask.
I woke up in a free country.
It's my First Amendment.
No, seriously, we played that video of the guy in Costco. Have you seen it, mate? The one where he's in Costco and he videos the Costco member of staff saying to wear a mask, and he goes, I've got 10,000 followers. And he goes, hey guys, I work for Costco and I'm asking this guy to wear a mask because it's our policy. And then he turns the camera around and he goes, and I won't do it because I woke up in a free country.
Fucking hillbilly, mate. That's what it is. It's a hillbilly.
It's just so dumb. And then there was another video as well, I remember. Some woman in, like, I think it must have been like a coffee shop or something. And,
when she coughed on it.
Yeah, this woman just goes up to her and coughs on it, and you're just there like, what's wrong with people here? Oh, to be fair, I remember the funniest one though.
Yeah.
It was a video from a guy who works at like a gas store, and a woman comes in and she's got a mask, but she's cut open a square where her mouth is.
Oh,
So the mask is surrounding her whole face here, apart from this section. I'm just there like, what's the fucking point?
It's like wearing a condom with the top of it missing. At the end of the
I seen this guy in this thing on Instagram, and he was some guy who was waiting in the queue in like a supermarket. I think it was Asda or something, and he had gloves on, obviously, to protect himself, and a mask on. But he was eating a bag of like crisps or something. He was eating like what's it with the gloves on, with his gloves on. Kind of defeats the object there, doesn't it?
But then again, hold on. We can't just look into it too deep like that. What happens if he sanitized the gloves and then had the crisp? Could have been look after himself there. But then again, scientifically, there are probably more residues on the gloves than it is on his actual hands, because they can stick to the gloves easier.
Mate, you know with masks, here's an idea that I thought the other day, right? So when I wear a mask, I don't know about you, but I find that it itches my face like a lot, like around this area where it goes to your nose.
Yeah.
And I'm always getting the mask and itching and touching the mask. And I touch the mask more because I'm wearing the mask. So I touch my face more as a result of that. So I wonder if it's better to wear a mask if your phone's ringing there.
Yeah, I've got it. Don't worry.
I wonder if it's best to wear a mask or if it's best to not wear a mask and just not touch your face. Like,
I think it all depends on like how sensitive your skin is, really. Because my girlfriend's the same. She can't wear it because then like she goes like dead red around the area.
Yeah.
Sort of like your hair is kind of a bit red on you because you've been wearing a mask, haven't you?
It doesn't go red. It just itches.
Itches, yeah.
Yeah, like because
Hair's
when
the
you
same.
breathe out, some of the air goes up here through up towards your eyes, and then it like tickles your skin as it comes up. But I don't really mind the masks, to be honest, mate.
See, I'll be honest. I
don't
never
bother
really
me.
had a problem with them in the first place. Not a problem. And the one thing which I've realised as well is that, especially from a tourist point of view, like, obviously being in Liverpool, there's a big like selection of obviously like international students that have come over to University of Liverpool. And that's always been about, like, every year after year, they'll always have an influx of, obviously, international students. And the one thing I've realised is that most people, obviously, from China, they'll be wearing a mask anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's the norm.
I feel like China had like a head start on all this because they started wearing all these masks as a norm, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because of
When I
how
see
like
people-
polluted their country is.
Well, that's what I thought when they came over. When they come over wearing masks, I think do they think that our air really that dirty that they have to wear a mask?
Yeah.
No, I think it's just because they're used to it. They're just used to wearing a mask when they're outside.
Mind you, though, now obviously with everything that's happened, the whole country's just had like a massive cleanse of air. So people walking around without their masks and stuff like that. I think it's more.
I
more
think
better.
the way it is right now is more people just think, obviously, because everything's kind of calming down, they think, oh yeah, perfect time, I'm not going to wear a mask anymore.
Mate, so I was waiting for the train back from yours last night, right? I was at Birkenhead Central, and I was on the platform. No one else on the platform. Like, I was just waiting for the train. So obviously I didn't have my mask on because like I'm not going to give it to anybody because no one's there. And this guy from like the other end of the other side, this guy who works there, shouts at me, and I've got my AirPods in, so I couldn't hear him. I take my AirPods in, and he's like, "You need to wear a face covering. You need to wear a face." I'm looking around like, "There's no one here, mate. Like, I'll wear it when I get on the train, but like, fucking hell."
I think that's the biggest issue, really, in all honesty, because especially if you're not around anyone, you know, you've got no troubles not wearing your mask.
Yeah.
But then it's anytime you know you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be close to people, you should already be thinking ahead, like, if I'm getting on this train, I know I need to wear a mask. Obviously, that's law anyway. You've got to wear a mask anyway. That's
on public transport. Yeah.
That's normal. But then, like, the one thing which I don't like more than anything, which is kind of putting me off going shopping and stuff, is that most general shops and stuff you go to, you don't have to wear a mask.
Even staff don't.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, nah, I don't feel right, because it's like, I'll be in there, I'll wear my mask when no one else is wearing it around me. So it's like, I'm being nice to everyone else, but no one's being nice to me.
But I think that again, that comes back to sort of Jacob's issue as well. Some people can't wear them because, you know, they have issues with, you know, their skin or whatever.
It's a very small percentage of people can't wear them though.
Even still, if you're gonna make it mandatory to wear a mask, and those people who physically can't wear a mask, well, are they then not allowed in the store?
Yeah.
Well, they can't do their shopping.
You've got it online.
What?
You've got online options.
There's no shop that you need to be in so badly that like your life should depend on it.
No, that I suppose that is true, but I think that comes down to, you know, like equality. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're gonna want to go into the store and that, so I don't think it would ever be legal to wear.
No, but
mandatory to wear a mask.
Going back to, as you say, the small percentage of people who can't actually wear the masks. There's been so much testing to show that you don't actually lose any airflow. People always say like, "Oh, I can't breathe in these masks." You can.
Yeah, you can.
You just because you're not used to something being covered over your face.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I agree, to be honest.
It's because when you breathe out, you're breathing out like warm air, and normally the warm air just dissipates into the air. But now the warm air's going back into you, especially if you wear a mask after you've come off your lunch break, mate. You've had like a tuna mayo sandwich.
Oh, mate, you got
that dirty ass breath.
Get an airwave down.
But when you talk about airwaves, if I have an airwave or any chewing gum, my eyes water, mate, because like the steam, not the steam, but like the I don't know, from the chewing gum.
It's like the steam in it. It's like
the chewing gum steam.
It's all that menthol growing up towards your eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, my eyes just watering.
Mate, talking about on the subject of like masks and stuff like that, let's just talk about something that happened quite recently. So obviously, July 4th passed. Currently, we're recording on Wednesday, the 8th of July, and it's been 4 days since all like the restaurants and pubs and stuff have started opening up again. I knew something was gonna go down once pubs and that started opening up, because trying to socially distance in a store when you're sober, that's completely fine. Like, you know, people will say, "Oh, do you mind if, you know, just taking a step?" But once you've got a drink down, you're like, there's no way. People don't think about those boundaries, because when they drink, they're used to just being close. It's all about that, you know, obviously the affection and stuff that you have for the people around you.
Yeah.
So you always get closer, you know, you hug, you know, you handshake and all this kind of stuff. But I knew cases would come back out again.
But like when Boris says like, "Oh yeah, I'm fairly confident people are going to abide by the rules," is he, or does he know that like people aren't going to abide by the rules?
I don't know about you, but I don't trust a single word that comes out of Boris's mouth.
Sometimes I feel like he thinks the rest of the UK is like his little bubble in London, and everyone's really sort of like respectful, and you know, I wouldn't even say respectful, but like, you know, the country's full of different people who not necessarily that they're stupid, but they're just like, you know, not as intelligent, and they don't understand why the risks are and what they need to do. So they're just going to think, oh, if pubs are open, that's sound, I'll just go to the pub then, and how bad can it, if they're going to open pubs, then surely they're not that bothered about coronavirus. That's what I thought.
See, it's a bit of a weird dilemma though, because I think, especially from a business point of view, like these pubs and stuff have been out of business for so long that they need this. So when it comes up, they're gonna try and take as many opportunities as they can to open. Obviously, take everything and be safe as much as you can. Like one of the reports from the BBC is that there was this pub. I think this is it's called, what's it called again? The Lighthouse Kitchen and Carvery, and they made sure to take everyone's details. So whoever entered that pub,
they all have to do that.
Is that standard?
They all have to do that.
Oh mate, there you go. Then see that kind of stuff.
Really
I think.
idea.
Yeah, it's for track and trace. Because let's say one person from that pub, let's say Dave gets coronavirus, and then when he's at the hospital, they say, well, where have you been in the last 2 weeks? Oh, I was at the so and so pub. They will have to ring that pub and tell them when Dave was in on Saturday the 4th. You need to tell the rest of the people that were in on that day that someone in that same room had COVID, and to isolate. Not all of them will have it. Hopefully, no one else has got it, but that's why they have to do that. Same with barbershops and restaurants and all sorts. Anything that's open now, you have to generally do that.
See, I think that's something good that's been
Good
put
idea.
into place, 100%. But then, especially when it comes to policing it outside of these businesses, that's different. Like there was, as you can see from there's a little video here which I'll probably try to put on the visuals, but like all the streets and stuff were crowded with people. Love.
Yeah, I saw Concert Square on my way home from work on Saturday night. Concert Square was heaving.
Mate, I just don't get it. And I remember, to be fair, as soon as July 4th hit, people were queuing up from 5 p.m. lad.
Bro, I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Not even
This is
slightest.
what I'm saying though. Like, surely the government can't be that naive. Surely they must know that if they open the pubs and restaurants, people are gonna just crowd and go out.
The thing is though, how much can we really blame the government for all of this? Because at the end of the day, it's the public that are making the decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Surely everybody must know the risks now. It's a global thing.
Yeah, you've got
You know what I
personal
mean?
responsibility for yourself.
Exactly.
So I do get what you're saying. Like it's a hard problem for any government to fix. So there's no like one
But then,
solution
see,
fits all.
it's different though because other places have taken different steps. So as an example, look at Scotland. Scotland still haven't opened anything. And
I
in all
think
honesty,
Wales are a bit behind as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Wales is still in lockdown. I'm pretty sure.
I spoke to someone from Wales the other day, and they said that they were. Yeah.
So this is the thing which I think about. And I think in all honesty, England have just done it different, and I just think that's got to do with the mentality of the people. Like at the end of the day, as you say, we can't blame the government fully for what's going on because it is down to the people. So obviously, the way they behave or what they're doing outside and stuff, that's down to them. But
Yeah.
in all honesty, like I just knew this was gonna happen. I just
Yeah.
knew as soon as July 4th came around, second wave's incoming, lad. There's
Mate.
just no way. There's no way of avoiding it.
Have you heard Trump is officially ending his relationship with the World Health Organization?
Fuck off. No, he's not.
Yeah,
No,
because
he's
he
not.
basically
Is
thinks
this real?
that he knows better. Where's the tweet? I'm trying to find the tweet now, but something about like, wait, just give me 2 seconds to find it. I'll cut the thingy.
If this is true, lad, I'll be honest. Trump's a fucking flat earther, lad. In all honesty,
Trump's a flat earther.
if he's
Is that how you-
fucking lad, 100%, lad. If he's that brain dead to think that I know better than the World Health Organization, fuck off.
Mate, it's hard
He's
to
a
find
flat earther, lad,
it's
all
hard to
day.
find a tweet from Trump because like you think, oh, I saw this tweet 3 days ago, it'll be at the top, but he tweets like fucking 500 times a day.
Do you think? But then again, I think social media. So this is on a way different topic, but social media is probably the biggest benefactor to Trump becoming president.
Oh yeah, well,
Like, it
great
hasn't.
hack.
We've
we
seen
talked
the
about
great
that.
hack, but even to now, lad, the way he tweets every single day and all this kind of shit, like we don't expect that from a politician. A politician, if he's gonna share something on social media, you expect it to be something positive and something that people can get
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
But fucking Trump, lad, what's going on, man? Fucking kung flu. My guy wants to be a fucking comedian as well,
Mate,
lad.
that is funny though. Kung Fu.
It's funny though.
I'm not racist at all, but that is funny. But no, I can't find the tweet. But yeah, he was basically saying something like, we're officially ending our relationship with the World Health Organization. But like, the problem I think is because every government is sort of creating their own rules. Like obviously, what you say about Wales and Scotland aren't doing the same as England are. What needs to happen is right. So at the minute, each individual government for the country is responsible for like how to coordinate their country. Right. What they need to have is one organization, the W Health Organization. I keep saying W Health, the World Health Organization. One organization.
www.jakeshealthorganization.com.
They need to have one organization that governs how the rest of the world needs to act in terms of health. Because at the end of the day, it's not about politics. It's about this is the science. This is what we know is proven to help you not get that virus is going to kill everyone in your country. You need to do as we say. I don't think the government should have as such of as a say in it as they do, because remember when Trump was like, what if we try and inject a disinfectant, and it's like, who's advising this guy? He just comes up with these ideas in his head and just says them to the country.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. Like, these mad activists are saying drink bleach. Like, these crazy people saying bleach will cure you. Drink it with water.
That's a
Boil it
Suicide
up in your
Squad,
kettle
bro.
and drink it. It's an absolute madness.
Bro,
And,
you're following some fucking crackheads or something.
Bro, this
lad.
was on like CNN and stuff like this, Because
Right,
obviously
crackheads.
they're trying to stop
America.
people from doing it, so they're obviously posting it on the news and telling everybody don't do this. It's not gonna kill you.
Mate, what it is-
It's gonna kill you.
It'll be like one hillbilly's like thought of this idea and he's put it on Facebook and all of his like friends have seen it and been like, yeah, good idea. I'm gonna drink Clorox.
I think it's, you know what, as well, they would probably think in their heads that, you know, think about, you know, moonshine. Well, moonshine's like absinthe or something, isn't it?
It's like
Like 99%
Moonshine.
or something.
yeah, it's like 150 proof, I think.
Like, it's next level. Like, you know, like, obviously, your general vodka's about 20
Somebody says
something percent.
moonshine.
In at 40.
Somebody says moonshine to me. I just think of the 1970s. That's just what comes to my head.
The little
Moonshine.
big bottles with
That-
the X's on it, lad. little cover up. Glug, 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 glug.
Blow into the bowl.
Mate, it reminds me of pirates for some reason, moonshine. Do pirates create moonshine?
Nah, I'm pretty sure pirates have it on board, though, innit? Because that's how they get mashes.
So they get, like,
But I don't know about, I mean, I've not seen anything on Pirates of the Caribbean. Like,
wavy riding
I
away.
don't see Johnny Depp getting mad and getting fucking.
Where is the
wasted,
moonshine
lad.
gone?
Speaking of Johnny Depp, right? Yeah, I was having this discussion with my mate the other day. Wouldn't Johnny Depp be the perfect substitute for Iron Man?
I've never thought
Would
about
you not
that.
think?
That's Tony Stark.
If it was anybody else to play Iron Man, Tony Stark,
Is it Robert Downey Jr. who plays Iron Man?
Yeah.
he is at the moment, and everybody says, "Oh, nobody else can play him. He's the perfect player."
I don't know.
The only other person that I can think
I'll
of
be
is
honest with
Johnny
you, lad,
Depp.
I'm with you there.
John-
Like,
what are you
Johnny
thinking?
Depp, Johnny
You know,
Depp actually would do a
He's the
decent
guy,
job.
you know. He's
He
the guy.
actually
He's
would
got
do
that
a
little,
decent job.
that mad quirk about him, like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's been on crap for 2 years. Like, hey.
Yeah, he's an interesting
I spoke
guy.
to the animals. I'm
Call
good,
me
man.
Dr. Doolittle.
Speaking of TV characters, one of the things that we were going to talk about was, I don't know if it's recent, you know. I think it is mostly recently, but
It's relative, yeah. it's
yeah,
relative.
people are having a problem with, like, you know, Apu from The Simpsons, right?
Right, yeah.
He's
Hank
played-
Azaria, his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's
Hank Azaria.
he's
Hank
played
Azaria.
by is he white?
Yeah, Hank
He's
Azaria.
played by a white guy, right?
Right, yeah.
And but like, mate, Apu is Apu, right?
Apu
He's a
is Apu.
racist character, like in and of itself. But people are now saying that they should replace white voice actors who play colored characters with colored voice actors. But like, the way I think about it is, like, I get what you mean, right? It can be construed as like insensitive. To if I'm like trying to play like a Bengali character and I go like, you know, you might get offended by it. I completely understand that. But if it's a character not associated with the actor itself and it's just the voice that you associate it with,
Yeah.
what's the problem? No
Yeah,
one's
see,
offended by it.
I think the biggest problem people are having to understand is that when you watch a cartoon, you are watching the character in the cartoon.
Yeah.
You're not watching the voice actor. The voice actor does so many different jobs. He has to
Exactly.
make up a character.
Yeah, like
So
SpongeBob's
you
played
can't-
by a guy. You don't get a fucking sponge to play it, do you? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an iconic voice, regardless of who plays it.
These are all comedies, and when it comes to comedy, there should never be a limit to how you know how you can say this or say that.
Yeah.
And I think people are taking things too like the world we live in now. It's too what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive.
It is, mate.
That's a more political word than I was thinking, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Like, even some celebrities that I follow on Instagram have put statements up saying, "Oh, I deeply regret playing this character. You know, I'm so sorry. I'm so ashamed of myself." It's like, fucking hell, man. That's so sad that like people are
Yeah.
feeling guilty for just literally
Like,
doing their jobs.
I get it. When you do research into it, you sort of understand why they're saying all this. But at the end of the day, look, this is just a character. It's not even real.
Yeah,
It's Apu.
it's literally.
He's not a
yeah.
real person.
See,
He's a cartoon.
One thing which I think not many people think about as well is that, especially with the character like Apu, as an Indian character in a mainstream cartoon, is not really showcased a lot of. So when you think of cartoons, you don't really think of that many Indian characters that are really play a substantial part of the story. Like, he owns the Quickie Mart, so you always know Apu's obviously he is the Quickie Mart guy.
Yeah.
But then the one thing which for a lot of people, especially from an Asian background or an Indian background, that could be the first time they're seeing like the Indian culture being represented for the first time in America and stuff. Like, I'll be honest, Apu's character, Fair Dues, has some stereotypical, you know, traits to his voice. But overall, it's not really bad. Like, it's not discrimination against Apu or the Indian culture. There's nothing like that against it.
No.
Because if it was, then The Simpsons would have been off the air a long time ago.
Yeah.
Or that character would have been axed.
I mean, if you watch it, there is a quite a few stereotypes in regards to Apu. Like, one of the stereotypes that he has, because he has about like what 9-10 kids, doesn't he, in one of the episodes? You guys remember that? And that was like a general stereotype of India. It's like there's millions of us. You know what I mean?
But mate, I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with stereotyping a race in a
No,
comedic
there's
way.
no problem at all with it.
Like as long as you're not like being, mean about it and
Exaggeration,
portraying it.
isn't it?
Yeah, as long as you're not portraying it.
Exaggerating it to the max.
If you like
All about
portray
the
this,
intention.
if you portray this character in like a negative light and you're like, oh, everyone hates him, he's like an outcast, for example, like I can see that, but it's just making jokes of things, mate. Like comedians who make jokes about like terrorist attacks and fucking abortion and shit. Like obviously it's a touchy area, but it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. If you don't like it, don't listen to it.
You shouldn't be watching it in the first.
Same with
place,
Family Guy, mate. They replaced Cleveland. They've got rid of the voice actor of Cleveland.
Yeah.
See, now, I want to make a point of this because I was looking into this quite a fair bit. But so obviously Mike Henry plays Cleveland Brown, which is understandable because he plays a black character. So I understand that him obviously taking himself away from that character and giving the opportunity for another person to actually fill the role, amazing. But then one thing which really confuses me is that Jenny Slate plays the character Missy from a Netflix show called Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, yeah.
Right,
Now,
yeah.
The character itself, Missy, doesn't ever reference anything to do with her race.
No.
Now, they've stated itself that she is a mixed race character. Now, one thing which I've noticed, especially in general culture, when you watch stuff, a lot of the time you try to pick up their cultural identity of where they're from or how they play their part. And in all honesty, like when I think of Missy, I don't think of oh, she's from a different background or anything like that. I just look at her as a kid in a cartoon.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I don't understand why like Jenny Slate has to take the step up. Like, I want to step down. I think it's wrong.
So she decided to do that then?
Yeah. I think a lot of them have stepped down. They've not said that, like, they've not been fired by the network or the network's not told them. They've naturally just thought to themselves, especially with everything going on, that they want to step down from the roles. So a lot of people have done that. I think there are certain programs where, if it's a bit too far with the characters being, over exaggerated from a stereotype, then yeah, fair dues, they're going to have to get rid of it anyway. But it just depends on the context of the show.
I mean, all this initiated from that the Floyd's death, didn't it?
Yeah.
Once that caused a massive thing, and then all these celebrities and all this, they looked into like, all this racial inequality, and they obviously thought twice about their character.
Yeah, and they're like, was I wrong for doing this?
100.
In reality, every single person is just a little bit racist. It's just how you go about it. You know what I mean?
Mate,
If
I'm
you put it
racist
in a
against
negative
all
light,
races.
Hey?
I'm racist against all races. Like, there's shit that I could chat about every race. Most of all white people.
But I think that makes us human anyway, to be a little bit racist, because at the end of the day, we were all part of tribes, and everybody had their own status quo.
Yeah.
And if you were different from another tribe,
They're a threat.
they're a threat.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we are today, because that's what we came from.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting a call here. Gotta turn that over.
Yeah, what?
Turn that over.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it's just about this social inequality, isn't it? And people seeing everything in a different light now because of this horrific death that happened with Mr. Floyd.
Mate, have you heard the one, is it Elijah something? Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, mate, this one's fucking sad.
Oh, no, I have.
The autistic boy.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Is there anything in there, by the way?
Yeah.
I just want to say, I don't want that to fall on me, bro. Put that on the table.
Elijah McClain. Mate, every time I see it on Twitter, mate, it makes me fucking so sad, man. Like, he's an autistic boy, and he didn't. I think the story goes like he didn't know how to respond when he was confronted by police, so they thought he was a threat and basically shot him. But mate, the not that I want to delve into like the topic of police and stuff, but like they really need to fucking sort the system out, mate.
They do. Like, honestly, I haven't. Every single time I've been to the airport so far, I'm not even joking. This is a real story.
Yeah.
I've been checked down. I've always been pushed to the side and patted down for some reason.
Really? It's like a random check.
Well, a random check, yeah. Like,
dude, I always get patted down, to be fair, though.
Bro, you know what? Now, if we're talking about pat downs, lad, let me tell you the story. On the way back from Turkey, it was me and the lads, and obviously we just went to Marmara. So there's a lot of white people, and obviously a small handful of Asian people on that flight going back to Manny. So you start to see the queue go ahead. Yep, all good. There's a little, a small group of people ahead of us, obviously just some standard white people, and then as they're going along, they pull the last white person from the queue, and then it ends up as us. So then we end up getting checked as well. I'm just like, yo, they planned this. They see 7 Asian lads. They're thinking, nah, we gotta check all of these.
They frisked you, or
Bro, no, they checked. We were like, random screen check. Just make sure you got nothing on you, boys. And I was just like, nah, I already knew straight away, lad, because if the fucking first half of the queue went in and they didn't check a single person, but as soon as we were getting close to entering, we gotta do the check downs, random checks. And I'm just like,
excuse me, sir, have you got any liquids in your bag?
Mate, I don't know if you feel this way about Manchester Airport, but I feel like they treat you as guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, they do.
Like you're going through security, and the way they look at you and the way they talk to you is like you're a terrorist until you like prove that you're not. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I've never
I get
really
that.
looked
No,
into
I get what you
things
mean.
like that.
Do you remember when we went to Amsterdam and we were queuing to the security to put our things in the thing, and there was this woman that was just like shouting at us to like put our bag in the box. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it in the box. And she's like, take your bag of liquids out. Take your liquids out. It's like, all right, I know I've done this before. It's like, fucking hell. It's like, how stressful must your job be if you're just shouting at fucking people all day?
Nah, I don't know. I don't get that one. But I remember that, obviously, my little screening was in Turkey. Aside from that, I'll be honest, like, the last time I went to Bangladesh, nothing. It was sound. I just had a feeling when they saw the only brown people on a flight that were like, yeah, we gonna check that. We gonna make sure about that one.
There's a terrorist.
There's a terrorist when I see one.
We go Drax, them, we gonna kill.
Mate, you know my favourite one? Have you seen Come Fly With Me?
Yeah.
You know the immigration officer?
Oh, Raj. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah.
If there was a cage fight between a Punjabi cage fighter and an English cage fighter, which one would you support? Oh, there are no Punjabi cage fighters.
I think there's some guy from the Wirral.
Nah, you know what? I actually feel a bit sad in the fact that Come Fly With Me has been taken away. You know?
Yeah.
It's comedy
so funny,
gold.
man.
It was like, it's just because I think as well, though, I think one of the context, obviously, the younger generation aren't really gonna know who obviously Matt Lucas and what's
David.
Oh,
Why have I forgot his name?
I can't believe I forgot
What?
his name. It's
David Williams.
David
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah.
That's
How
one.
did I
Matt Lucas
forget
and
that
David
guy's name?
Williams. They've been such an iconic comedy duo in the UK for us growing up. So we're used to the humour. We know who they are as people because we've been so invested into their lives. I understand, obviously, taking the shows away stops the younger people from watching the show and be like, oh my God, this is normal. Like, because they just don't know who Matt Lucas and that are. They don't know about Little Britain. They don't know about Come Fly With Me. But we've known that because we've watched it growing up. So we know it's funny. We know it's jokes. But they're not going to get that. And I'm just saddened because I'm like, that is one of the best shows I think they've ever made, you know.
Defines British culture and British
it's
comedy.
so good.
Hey, Matt Lucas put like a tweet out apologising for playing. Was it the lady who owns the coffee shop and Come Fly With Me?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, we got no coffee, we got no cup. That's not racist.
Lord
got no
works
sugar.
in mysterious ways.
That's not racist though, is it?
I'm going to spend me pretty change.
Praise the Lord for the 99p breakfast.
I got no option to close up the shop and get my nails done.
Yeah, but see, I'm never, like, even, like, the character who's the immigration officer.
Yeah.
Even the immigration officer character I found hilarious, lad. I never found it racist one bit because
funny.
I kept thinking to myself, is the way they portray comedy is so over the top. It's not meant to look normal.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't think many people are going to view it like that. They're just going to view it in a sense of like, oh my God, he's so racist. Like, bro, you're watching a character. It's not him. He ain't racist. Chill out.
I think it's sad though that like actors like that who've played characters that are like different races now feel like ashamed of themselves. That's not how they should feel.
They shouldn't feel like that, yeah.
Like, I feel like replying to the tweet like, nah, mate, you did a good. It was funny. Like, don't feel bad.
At the end of the day, it was a character. What if every actor felt ashamed of every character that they ever played?
Yeah,
There would never be nothing to show. You know what I mean? You couldn't watch. a regular movie and be sound, because they'll be like, oh no, you can't have big ears because that's against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, because
You
one
can't be
thing-
green. No, that's it. That's against it. Green people. Hey.
Yeah, because I was thinking actually as well. Imagine like that character who's like, I don't know, like a fucking alien or something.
Yeah.
Like what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, no, sorry, we're not allowed.
Only aliens can play
Only
aliens.
aliens can. Excuse me, we've got confirmation from Area 51. We're gonna be able to take one of the candidates down for a screening. Like, it's fucking dumb, man. If you're gonna play a character, just play a character. You shouldn't be focusing too much on the individual behind the voice, because as I say, they have literally been hired for their voice. The story, the dialogue you hear in the show is meant for the entertainment. That is the character you're kind of like, you're taking information from. That's the character you're bonding with. You're not bonding with the actor in general. So I don't know, man. It's messed up. It's a messed up world, but what can we do about it? Innit?
Mate, we spoke about racism a lot,
But then again, see, racism's always, it's been a topic though, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement. Obviously, still staying strong out there. Obviously, make sure we're all supporting Black Lives Matter, and obviously Black Pound Day as well, which you mentioned. We had a little conversation about supporting black businesses. I'll be honest, we all need support in this world. That's what it is. Like, I don't want to come across that guy, all lives
Are
matter.
you saying all lives matter?
Oh my god, I'm
How
saying all
fucking
lives.
dare you racist pig? You think
Bengalis.
you think that all lives matter?
I know.
Can you believe
man.
this guy?
I know, man.
He thinks
I
that all
know.
lives matter.
I know.
Who is he, bro? Like,
Mate, are you fucking racist?
No, it's fucking stupid.
Nah, people are gonna think I'm racist for making that joke now. Aren't they? I'm gonna get cancelled.
Don't hey, next episode you come on, lad, it's just me.
I'll have to make an apology statement. I'm so sorry that I said all lives matter. I'm so sorry.
No, but lad, obviously, like, as much as we hate to say it, like, but yeah, all lives do matter. Like,
Exactly.
We've got to still have this notion of it, but until Black lives can't obviously matter, then you can keep saying all lives matter.
Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on in the world, especially with stuff like the humanitarian crisis in Yemen, and there's things going on in China with Muslims being,
slavery still exists.
Yeah, slavery still exists. There's so many things going on in this world, and it is all about, I think the kind of view and the way we want to change how we think is more just being acceptance for everyone, man. Just be, what's that saying, man? Live by your neighbor or something, like, do good for your
Gandhi and that.
neighbor. The Gandhi ones, you get what I'm
Man's got
saying?
lots of
Philosophy.
quotes.
Stoicism.
Obviously, it's stoicism and some other things. Minimalism.
Is it one of them treat people how you want to be treated and that, them kind of ones?
Yeah, that's what it. No, but I've done that my whole life. I treat people how I'd like to be treated.
Yeah, I do, because I have empathy for people, man. I
Yeah,
think,
because
like,
at the end
I
of
know
the
what it's
day,
like to be
things-
treated like shit.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, we're all going through shit. You get me?
Yeah.
Everyone's going through their own shit in their own lives. So if you're like, the way I look at it is, especially in a pathway, like, if I didn't know who you was and you were having a bad day, and then I said something or I did something during that time I saw you to make you feel even worse,
Yeah.
that could be like a stepping stone in something of that's going to affect your life so much,
Yeah.
because you potentially could have had a chance where if I was nice to you then, it could have changed your whole outlook on the day. It could have lightened your day and you would not have thought about anything bad that happened to you that day.
Yeah.
So it's all those small little things, like, just be nice to people, man.
Obviously, it's
That's what
an
it is.
extreme like example, but someone could be like on their way to a bridge to like commit suicide. Their life's gone upside down, and all it would take was someone just like start a conversation with them in the street and smile at them, and like that could change everything for them. Like someone, I saw a tweet that was like, everyone sort of goes through their own shit, like you were saying, and you never know that guy that you like f off at the traffic lights might be, his wife might have just died, or like anything could be happening to that person. So empathy's a big one. Not a lot of people have it.
100%.
People are too busy with life and shit. Like, people who have road rage. They're like the most stressed out people that you'll ever meet. Like 24/7. Like every little thing. Like every little thing that goes wrong in their life. They're like, I can't believe this. It's like fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell,
Go
mate.
for a walk, bro. Just chill out. You get me? Take a breather.
Take a chill film, man.
You're just there sat in the car like, bro, you're a bit angry, Yo, man, you might drop me off to the bus stop. I ain't looking at that today. Oh, man.
One thing I wanted to talk about as well, Kanye West is officially running for president.
Yeah, he's a muppet though. I don't know what that's all about. Like.
Yeah, see, I'll be honest. I think Kanye West is gonna be like another Trump.
He will be, won't he?
He's not Trump supporter.
He's
bro.
gonna be another
He's
Trump
supporting
man.
the riches.
Like he don't know politics. Like Trump's not a politician. Trump's a businessman.
That's
Yeah.
it, lad.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
He knows money, and if with all the shit that he's got when it comes to properties and assets, obviously he's got power. He's got money and power. That's it. That's the only reason why Trump's president. So when Kanye West gets put in the lad, he don't know shit about politics. He's gonna be sat there and be like, so we're gonna be passing the new bylaw for 174. All people, all US residents must wear Adidas Yeezys. Otherwise, if found with any Nikes, you will be prosecuted.
Fined on the spot. An on the spot fine of $50.
Do you know what I'm saying, lad?
Everybody
No.
must wear beige.
Oversized beige t-shirts. Mate, have you seen the new shoes that he's bought out?
Oh, bro, they're stupid.
Mate,
Those Yeezys are so
I saw a
dumb.
picture that was like the kind. Have you seen the new shoes?
Right, you know, lad, I don't even bother with this.
Mate,
guy,
so
man.
there was one picture that was like, no, wait, it's like, let me find the picture. I'm gonna put this up on screen as well.
This lad is so dumb. It literally looks like a modernized croc. That's what it looks like. A modernized croc, lad. It's
Like, look at this,
actually
look.
dumb.
So this is the shoe. Right, this is the shoe, and this is a Bionicles shoe. Do you remember Bionicles when you were a kid?
Oh, the little robots and stuff.
You ever
like
play with
that.
Bionicles?
Yeah.
That is what it is, mate. Maybe we're moving to cyborgs.
I think that's just that's the new way, lad. Kanye West is gonna introduce robots into our society, lad.
Yeah, I think, you know what? Everybody's trying to be so different these days, aren't they? 'Cause this is just going above and beyond now. Like, what else can you do though now? What
It's
else can you
true. I'll
do?
be honest. And plus, if something's weird, more people talk about it.
Yeah, because everybody wants to be unique or everybody wants to be exclusive. That's what everybody wants. They want exclusivity.
You know what I don't
Really?
get? Fucking Muppets that walk around with shoes that have the tags still on them. I don't get
Oh,
that.
shit, yeah.
No, that's the off.
I don't get
design,
that.
lad.
I don't get but some people don't even like. Is it just Off-White that do that?
Yeah, only on off-white shoes you'll see like the little red tag that looks like it's a manufacturing model or something. Like it doesn't look like it's a complete version of a shoe, basically. So I think the tags you're thinking about.
Oh, is that
If
the
you-
premise of the shoe? Is it?
Yeah. So the whole concept behind the off-white shoe and the design of it is it's supposed to be a one-on-one product. It's not supposed to be something that is supposed to always look so uniform. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's kind of off. You know, as I say, it's the balance.
Off-White.
The balance. Siaga. But
I don't.
that's
get
what it is. I love it. In all honesty, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I love Off-White, lad. I love the shoes, especially that Nike collaboration. Oh my days, next level.
Yeah, I don't mind them. Like,
It's just they've got tags on them, bro. Why?
No, but that little aesthetics makes a little bit
Like
different.
this sofa. Imagine if I still had the cellophane on this sofa and we
No,
were
that's
sat on
different. That's different.
No,
That's
it's not.
different. That's
No, it's
different,
not.
bro. I'm telling you that is because the red tag on the shoe is a design element of the shoe. No one else does that. No one
to be
else does
fair,
that.
I kind of dig the tag. Only on Off-White though. Like if you have a pair of like regular Air Force and you still got the bloody tag on it, you're a
Yeah,
muppet.
like if
But
you've got
these
the little
Off-White
white piece
ones-
of paper on it, which says
What
like $64.99 or whatever, just hanging out the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
Like
I
no,
know.
no. That's not what we're talking about. Tags. We're talking about that in the red.
I don't
little
walk around
stripe
with
over.
my phone, but I don't hold the phone. I hold the box that the phone's in, and it just permanently lives in the box. So, nah, mate, it's the design. You don't get it.
You're just tapping on the fucking box and you're just there like, yeah, man. Just let me see your little iMessage there, bro. Talking about iMessage. What are you doing, you little Android wanker? What are you doing here?
Hey, listen.
Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this,
When-
aren't I? I'm
when
gonna
you-
get a lot of hate.
When I was on the phone to you, and you were like, "Oh, Shaun's calling," I was like, "Oh, just add him to the call. Add him to a group FaceTime," and you were like, "Oh, we can't."
Hey, listen. I was always.
Mine's Android.
I was always iPhone all the way, lad. But then this phone caught my eye. It's
As I walked on by,
it's just a OnePlus phone, and I seen it.
See,
Let me see.
I'm not gonna deny you've definitely
Let's
made
have
a
a
good
See,
choice.
don't get me wrong. I hate Samsung. Like I don't hate Android. I just hate Samsung. Like I just hate the design. I hate everything. About
it is nice, you know. The screen's huge,
Yeah, man. It's plus this is 120 hertz.
90
mate, and it's got the touch screen in the screen as well. The touch
underneath.
touch
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, it's like
Mate,
underneath.
that's sick, you know, because especially with face masks and stuff, like
Yeah,
Face
that-
ID has pretty much become useless
Yep.
most of the
That's true,
time.
That's the reason why the iPhone SE2 came out, though. You get me? They're prepared for them
I've
ones.
developed the skill of getting my phone and going.
I swear, like, my phone doesn't even recognize me anymore because I wear a mask that often.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, even when my normal face is on, it's like, I don't know who this guy is. Where's the mask?
Mind you, though, having a fingerprint scanner under the screen, yeah, it's cool and all that, but it's not always 100% accurate.
Oh, really?
It's a hit and miss sometimes. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. But
Doesn't work all the time.
no, not all the time. But everything else about this phone, it's 10 out of
Solid.
10. This is what an iPhone should be: edge to edge screen. You know, no complications. And that isn't that what they're aiming for, Saj?
See, this is the one thing which I think of, but I don't know many people will probably agree with me. When it comes to an iPhone compared to an Android, the biggest thing which they trying to do is that from a visual representation or from visually when you look at that phone, you will know that's an iPhone. So as an example,
Symbolism.
when the 11 Pro first came out and people saw this triple camera design on the back, they're like, what the fuck, 3 googly eyes on the back of your phone? But if I held my phone up like that, covering the Apple logo, you know what phone I've got. You know I have an iPhone. So if you make your phone too uniform, it will just blend in and it'll feel saturated with everything else on the market.
Yeah.
Mate, you know what will be good though? I've heard rumours that the iPhone 12 is going to be like a square enclosure like the iPhone 4. And
Yeah,
the
I
Find
heard
S.
that, yeah.
Mate,
Chamfered edges.
if that comes out, mate, I'm getting that.
Unbox
100%
Therapy,
getting that.
he posted a video not long ago, didn't he?
I
He had,
watched
like,
it.
The,
That's what I watched,
was
yeah.
it like a
The prototype things.
yeah for like cases and that, don't they?
Yeah.
They send them off. Yeah, it's just
You can like stand it up on its like length.
Like the
on
little
the squared
5S
edge.
and that, yeah.
And you know
Yeah.
what? I dig it. You know.
I dig it.
I dig it.
I like the way it feels in your hand. It's like geometrical. Didn't someone? I'm sure someone told me that like things have gone from like curved edges. Was it you to straight edges? Or it might have been Alva actually.
Yeah, so
and now they're going
basically-
back to curved edges again.
It's it basically, so design teams have always been limited to very like 2D, you know, sharp corners of designs and like
Yeah.
logos and stuff. But like right now, the transition, Apple's one of the big companies when it comes down to like from a design perspective, they're really opening it up for designers and having that creative freedom to make logos that have curves, that have edges, and have a mix between everything and just really show more kind of like, you know, more creativeness really in the logo to not make it so boring.
See, I get that. See, I'm always a firm believer in, you know, productivity over, you know, design. I think if it has a purpose, by all means keep it on the phone. But if it's more aesthetics and it then becomes an inconvenience, like for instance, like see this on the OnePlus, it has like a sort of like a waterflow edge screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all cool and all, but the amount of like accidental touches that you get with it, it becomes
really?
absolutely annoying because the way they've set the phone out is you go back by sliding from there, so you always constantly press them back and you don't even realize it, and that's in itself a design flaw. Do you not think?
Mate, I've got a similar experience with my touch bar on my MacBook. So you know how there's like a touch screen
Yeah.
line at the top.
Pro.
So it's convenient most of the time. But when I'm 2 hours into a Sudoku online and I hit refresh by accident and it wipes all my progress, I want to fucking jump off my balcony, mate. You know what I'm saying? When I've been up all night doing a Sudoku and I refresh it. When
Nah, I
there's
think
design.
Everyone has their own little quirks. I'd say I've never been a fan of the waterfall display. In all honesty,
I do. I like it, you
never,
know.
never ever been a fan.
It's pleasing on the eye. It does help with that whole immersive feel with the
Yeah.
phone, because if you do get any notifications, it's sort of like you kind of hides it, so you still get a full view. But then if you hold it like that, your fingers are there anyway, so it's still an
I think
inconvenience.
the big problem for me was when I was holding a waterfall display is because your fingers are holding a phone like this. A lot of the time, because your fingers are on the edge of the screen where the waterfall is, it always feels like you're touching it, and then something will pop up, or you know, it's just never less seamless. Like, I can't just be sat there holding my phone like that, knowing that video's not gonna go off.
Couldn't they make it such that the sides aren't responsive to touch though, and they're just simply a display?
See, I've actually downloaded a third-party app on my phone that now like has like a block here.
He's fucking hacked it, mate.
You know what I mean?
Joe
So, like,
broken it.
and so if I touch it, nothing happens now. So it's all
Yeah,
sweet.
fuck the system.
Fuck the system, bro. I was
You get
out
me?
here.
Do things my way.
I'm in control of my own destiny.
I woke up in a free country.
Not gonna lie though, like that's one of the main reasons why I went to Android. It's so customizable. Like compared to
I don't like
Yeah,
the
I
amount
don't
of
like it.
control that I could have with that.
I look at a phone.
It is overwhelming because I'm constantly changing like the way it looks, like the wallpaper, the icons, everything like change up all the time because I get bored.
I view a phone as a device of communication.
I think everyone would use a phone that way, bro.
Yeah, but no, other people will use it for everything. Like, you know, as I'm talking about, like, well, they want to do everything from their phone. That means obviously shopping, designing, fucking drawing, fucking doing this and that, and then customizing your menu and stuff like that. Like, I feel like if I have so much time to be customizing the menu, I'm spending too long on my phone. Like, I should be doing something. Like, I should be, you know, I'll be sat there, I should be reading a book or something. Why am I sat there moving all these fucking things around? And
yeah, but if that results in you being more productive because it's laid out easier for you and you use your phone for productive purposes, then that is going to benefit you. Yeah, reading a book might not necessarily be more productive.
The way everything's set right now is it's not in a place where, you know, it's annoying. It's not like shit, I'm spending so much time doing something because it's right there. So I think from a productivity perspective, it's like, yeah, I can understand everyone has their own workflow and setting it in a certain way, but as much as it is, iOS is like the layout of things is so pretty simple that it's nothing against your workflow. I can't imagine it being like, you know, what's the word for it? Like I know the one thing on Android you can do is you can set a page and you can have the icons exactly where you want it to be.
With iOS 14, I think they're changing widgets
so.
And shit, aren't they?
But that's with the widgets,
it's still sort of that bubble thing, isn't it? Like it's got it, like it goes.
It's still locked on that grid, isn't it?
Yeah.
The one big piece of thing which I've loved about Android is
one piece of thing. The one bit piece of thing.
The one whatever.
You can put your icons anywhere on the screen.
Yeah, that's it.
But I don't like that though. The thing is that the reason why they've done it that way, where it'll only go in certain positions, is to give you the element of like freedom and control without making it just look messy. Because at the end of the day, if you look at someone's home screen and it looks like shit, you're going to associate that with Apple. If you give the user complete control to do whatever they want within certain parameters that make it look tidy, that's the best way, I think.
I mean, Apple are clean though. They're clean.
Yeah.
They're clean.
Aesthetically, everything's clean on iOS.
On the topic of phones, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, man. Like, I don't know how you've been during lockdown, but my screen time's been fucking through the roof, mate, on my phone.
Your which?
My screen time.
I'm a bit odd, really, because some weeks it's really like low, but then some weeks it's really high. Like, I don't know why. Like, beginning of lockdown, 100%. Like, my screen time was like your screen time is above 58% what it would be normally, and I'm like, holy shit.
Mine's like 5.5 hours a day, mate, on my fucking phone.
And I was
what the fuck have I done with that time?
Yeah.
I didn't know people kept record of this stuff, to be honest.
Well, your phone comes up with a notification saying you've spent an average of 5 hours on your phone this week. It's like, thanks for making me feel like shit. Nice one. Thanks for reminding me.
I sort of turned that off when I got it.
But mate, I don't want to make you feel bad.
But no, I see, as you think with stuff like that, it's like, even your phone's telling you you're spending too much time on your phone.
You know,
mate,
that's true.
I think this is a good conversation that we need to have, right? Because I think a lot of people struggle with like
a fucking machine tell me what to do. So
yeah. But no, I think the conversation of how to control your usage of your phone better is good, because a lot of like. Have you ever like scrolled through social media? You put your phone down, then you pick it up and scroll through social media. You know, the same app again. You're like, I've just looked at this app. Like, it's almost as if you're not in control of it. And like, what I've started to notice is, because we have got so used to notifications, right? The little red icon and the little zzz when your phone vibrates, or the little ding. All of these things are triggers for our brain. Yeah. So you hear that notification, you do that, and I'll be in another room, mate, and I'll hear a noise that sounds somewhat like a notification, and I'll just turn around and I'll be like, where's my phone? And I'll go to my phone and there's no notifications. It's just like a noise from a car outside. And I thought to myself, like, my brain is now hardwired to respond immediately to any sound that sounds remotely like a notification. That's fucked, you know.
That is mad.
Like, my brain's been programmed that way. That is how it is. It's programming.
You know what's a funny story though? Have you ever been inside like a Tesco or like a busy shop, and then you just hear and then you just see everyone going, oh, what's going on?
It's true, man.
You know what though? Every time I hear like an alarm, I get anxiety, because like I think I'm just about time to wake up.
But don't you think that's deep though? Don't you think that's like a real deep thing, that our minds are programmed that way now from having phones, that we have set responses that are like instincts. You know, like the same way that like if you hear a sound that you're not familiar with, it's like it could be a predator from back in like hunter-gatherer days, and there might be a predator behind you. You know, it triggers on your instincts. But with phones, I find that it does a similar thing. Like, my phone's on silent all the time, right? because I hate notifications.
Lad, fucking tell me about it. I try to call this guy. He just goes, sorry, this person's unavailable.
Yeah.
Like, I know in the back of my mind, it's like, nah, he just got do not disturb on because he's being a muppet.
I know I don't want to be disturbed. That is all it is, mate. I don't want to be
but then it's
disturbed.
like, yo, we want to talk about the podcast, try to call you. Nah, he's not picking up his phone. Like,
Come knock on my door, bro. I'll answer it.
But not like I'm on the other side of the water. I'm gonna call you. Why'd you go bought a phone? Like, why do you have a phone?
But no, I start because my phone's on vibrate, right? I start to like, I feel. Have you ever been sat on a sofa and like you feel your leg vibrate up, and you're like, it must be my phone. You pick it up and there's no notifications there, and you're like, any vibration of any sort now makes me just pick up my phone. And every time I do it, I'm like, I've done it again. I've done it again.
Here's a scary thought, though. Imagine, in the future, when Kanye West is president, into his second spell, you just see these robots coming out and they've all got notifications had. So you think, yeah, this is Shaun, lad. Just a message robot.
Yeah.
Just ding. And then
you.
just like it's just a zzz, a little knife just comes out. And you're just like, oh, Instagram, innit? And you just see your screen pop up with the Instagram, just go, no. Come on closer.
Nice.
While he's slowly getting closer, you're just like, yo, where the fuck's my phone at, lad? What's going on?
Mate, you could pickpocket someone by playing a sound that sounds like a ringtone from behind them.
Yeah.
So they go for their phone. And as they're going for their phone, you take their wallet.
Bro, that's probably a tactic for pickpocketers, you know. Like,
Yeah,
genuinely,
I bet it
like from a... Because obviously, as you say, it's kind of hardwired into our minds now, the way when we think of notifications or these little buzzes and stuff. Instantly in our mind, think, oh, it's my phone straight away. So if, for instance, you have that noise and you play it and you're behind... Like, if I was behind you and I played that, like, you know, like your ringtone or something, like a general ringtone, and you touch your pocket, that's it. I know where your phone is now.
Yeah. But, like, going back to it, though, because, like, this is something that I think deeply about. Do you not think that it's unhealthy, the way that our brains respond to, like, notifications?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Because every time, like, if I'll watch, like, a video, like, how to reduce your screen time, and all of them say, turn off your notifications. So you, like, if you get an Instagram message, it won't notify you. You'll have to go onto the app and check.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like that's a better way, because when I feel myself, like, fidgeting after I feel a vibration, I think, like, I'm not in control anymore.
Yeah,
That is
your
true.
mind's been taken over, lad.
My mind's been taken... No, literally,
It's
though.
the fucking Matrix, bro!
Fucking Mark Zuckerberg!
Lad, he's fucking got you.
He's a lizzy lad.
He's a fucking lizard, bro. Nah, but no, honestly, on a deeper level, you're right. You know,
Do you know what I mean, though, man?
because it's so true to think that and the fact is we've done it to ourselves.
Like, if you felt a little vibration in your leg right now, you'd be like, my phone.
That's my phone.
Yeah. Like, and every time I do it, I'm like, I've done it again. And I can't stop myself, mate. I can't stop myself.
Well,
from
I
doing
think
it.
that's the rehabilitation process.
I need
now.
rehab, bro.
We need phone rehab.
Help me.
You just see the guy coming with a fucking like surgical mask on. Give me the phone. He just closes. He just gets a box, puts it inside there, and
Put your
locks
phone
it
in the
up.
box.
Put it in there.
You can get these like third party apps now, can't you? Where they lock you out of certain apps on your phone,
Yeah.
and like you set a timer.
Oh no, see, Apple do that anyway.
Do they? Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's
So
crazy.
most of the
That's very
first
good.
party apps, you can set a timer that once you've done it, it'll just go screen time exceeded.
Yeah, but you can bypass it.
Yeah, obviously you can bypass it, but
So
it's
you're
just,
gonna bypass it.
But
it's
you know, but
pointless.
see, discipline.
But yeah, but
Discipline.
but for discipline,
It's
though,
all about discipline.
if you've got discipline, why would you need an app to tell you how long you can spend on it?
It's got you there, side.
I've got you.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but because we're fucking lazy though. Humans are naturally lazy.
But what I'm saying is an app saying, "Oh, you've been on Instagram for an hour today. Time to put it away." And that does nothing. You'll either go, "Yeah, you're right," and put it away. In which case you could have done that yourself, or you'll go, "Fuck that! I want to keep scrolling," and you'll keep scrolling.
If you had
Yeah, but
discipline,
then-
you would have set a time for yourself.
Yeah,
You know what, I'll
exactly.
spend 10 minutes on Instagram today. I'll give 30 minutes on Facebook, and I'll give a little 10 minutes to Twitter as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
That's discipline.
They're the pro organizers. You get me? They've got their shit on lock.
I feel like phones are like
But for
drugs.
the
though.
average person, no way. Like.
I think phones are like drugs, mate. Like, a drug can help you with an illness, right? But if you take too much of it, you become addicted. It controls your mind. It controls your chemistry, and it affects you negatively.
And do you know what? I don't even get it, lad. Like, we go on social media to see what the fuck other people are up to. But I don't even give a fuck what other people are up to.
I know.
don't give a shit, lad.
Isn't it?
You went for the cake. Who the fuck cares? You went for the waffle. Who the fuck cares?
Because I don't watch
See,
people's
I'll be honest,
stories that I don't care
I
about.
think that's one of the big reasons why I don't really bring my phone out. Like, you know, to like if we're doing something.
Yeah.
Like, especially
Like a podcast.
yeah, like no, not even that. Obviously, I was checking my notes and stuff, but I'm talking about more to do with like when you do something that you do normally.
Yeah.
Why do I need to take a photo of what I'm doing? And you just enjoy it in the moment.
I always find that if I'm truly enjoying something, I won't feel the need to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
People take that shit too seriously, but you go to concerts and people are there with fucking iPads just holding.
Yeah, and they're not even watching the concert, they're just watching the iPad. As if they're ever gonna watch that distorted ass video
telling you
again.
that, the last concert I went to was M Huncho, and I remember there was a kid next to me that did not put, lad, he had his phone connected up to a battery bank and he did not put that phone down once, lad. I'm just there like, are you really, this is your experience of a concert, lad, is watching it through your phone to share with people? Nah,
Have
lad.
you ever watched a concert video back?
No.
What?
Have you ever watched a concert video
Only
back
if I'm
that you've
going through my
recorded?
feed and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah,
remember that one.
Only
then.
them, really.
Yeah, but like generally you don't,
No.
right?
No,
Not at all.
I don't think at any of the concerts I've been to so far, they've not been rewatch worthy, to be honest.
No,
No,
because it's shaky, it's dark.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And you just hear yourself in the
okay.
background.
So right, delete
Most
that.
of the time you go to a concert, after about 10 minutes, all you hear is your ear wobbling because it's just so fucking bassy and loud.
Yeah, man.
If they've got a band in the background, good luck trying to hear the voice because all you hear is the all the instruments in the background. That's the woo woo. You wouldn't even hear the singer.
Why would
Like-
you watch that video back when you can listen to like a professionally recorded version in a studio
Yeah.
through like
Yeah.
good headphones?
100%.
Oh, it's the memories. Yeah, but you've got the memory. Like if I go to a concert, I'll take a picture. Just like no, I've got that memory. Because like I
Yeah.
forget most of my life, to be honest. Like my memory's shit.
To be honest, yeah, like naturally anyway, like for what we do, we naturally forget. Like most average days you'll forget about because it's not really too important. But when you don't take a photo of it, but you've done something which you've not done before,
Yeah.
a lot of the time you will always remember that because it's your first time doing something.
Yeah.
I think it's really rude how you know in some concerts, like I went to see Kendrick Lamar in the concert with Tahir.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
But that was amazing.
But you know what, lad? We were so far away from the stage. The only way we could see the stage was from the big screen. So I could have watched that shit at home.
Yeah, no.
I was just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All I had to look at was a screen. All I seen was just two dots. Like that's what I could see.
Is
from
it
where I
worth
was
it, though?
in.
Is it
That-
worth
that
it?
was-
It's
How
not
much he
worth
paid
it.
for them seats? Yeah, I don't think it was worth
A
it.
lot of money for a
And
Kendrick
it was,
concert.
yeah, because obviously it was a massive concert, wasn't it? Absolutely massive. And it was, you know what? It was a quite good show though. There was like full on ninjas fighting on the stage and everything. Yeah,
Serious?
it was madness.
Man, I bet Kendrick puts on a good show.
He does.
Kendrick would
He
put on a
does.
good show.
Because I would only go to a concert like that if I was going to be like not necessarily at the front, but like in the crowd where you can
Yeah.
experience the energy. But if you're sat on fucking row D, column F, right at the back of the stadium, and you're just watching it through a TV, just fucking do it at home, bro.
I always thought like a small concert is always gonna be better than a big concert.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, 100%.
with a big concert, as you say, like sat all the way at the back and like you're watching a screen, you're not really in the vibe. And the way I look at it is, you feel most of what you feel in a concert is when everybody's standing and dancing, and you know, you're all on the main floor and you're close and you can see them right in front of you. But when you're all the way back there, like, no way, lad, nah. it's
You
not
can't even
worth
hear
it.
their actual voice. You're hearing it through a speaker system that's
Yeah,
echoing through an
that's
arena.
true. So I think in all honesty, the best way to do a concert is with a show. Like you can't just stand there and sing. Like you gotta do stuff's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Like did you go to Captain Conan?
Yeah, man.
Fucking they did a mosh pit. They got into the crowd. Conan was as close to me as Saj is right now.
Serious?
He came
Yeah,
up. We was on the top floor of the stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Conan goes off the stage and he comes up like we're all pushed off to the side like, hey, we gotta go back, we gotta get out of our seats. Like, what the fuck's going on? I pay for this seat. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, security guard's pushing us back. And then next thing I know, Conan just comes out the door. The Conan's on this side, on the other side of the building, this crep. They're just mashing out the songs, and then right in the middle of the floor there was a massive mosh pit going on as well. That's a show.
That's a show.
You know, that's a show. He was right next to me, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Conan, I did give me an autograph there, bro.
No, I know what you mean though. Like it's worth it then.
See,
Do you reckon that VR shows are going to be a way of the future? Because imagine if you could put on VR goggles, put on the highest quality headphones in surround sound, and you're watching a show from the front row. And any show in the world, you can watch that from your own home.
I suppose, but that's
I
like
mean, they did a Black Mirror episode on that though, anyway, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
With Miley Cyrus,
Yeah,
the Miley
yeah.
Cyrus episode, because they literally just got like someone to play the body, and then if you're in the moment, it's just a massive figure. Imagine you could have your headphones on, because think about the idea of Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistically, you can, because people lose themselves even now with the quality of things, the way gaming is and stuff like that. People lose themselves as it is.
yeah, that's true.
So once you put fucking virtual reality, like you're out of this world.
You
Like
get immersed.
Hey, that shit's mad, you know, like the whole life was it was virtual, lad. And
Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yes, that's a
Crazy
bad boy
shit,
movie,
man.
lad. Absolute bad boy movie.
Have you ever done like VR, like where you wear the goggles and the headphones? Like proper
not
good VR?
not properly. No, I brought this thing for my phone.
Oh yeah.
It was all right, like wasn't.
It's not quite VR though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It wasn't what I was expecting. Like, you
it's
know
like
what I mean?
the Home Bargains sell this like VR goggle thing. It's like $4.99.
Mate, you know what? You can download templates. You
Yeah.
know, like free ones, like Google Cardboard. They did that, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
All you need to do is just they just give you the template and you download it.
Yeah.
Put it onto a piece of cardboard, cut it out. There you go,
Mate.
fold it.
Porn in VR. That's a Mazzolini though.
that's you, bro. Man, trying to say,
What do you mean that's me?
That's
Fuck
you,
off.
bro. I don't like.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't do that.
Yeah, sure.
No, I've got an Oculus Rift in my bedroom. Got the premium subscription.
And on that note, I think it's time to call an end to the podcast.
Hey,
Before
man,
we
serious,
start going
bro.
into about
Man, it's
fucking
serious.
porn, lad.
Them things are about £400,
Oh my
£400
days.
for fucking porn, bro.
Oh
Fucking
my
hell. Serious subscription.
Anyway, boys, it's been good. So make sure you follow the socials at the Source Code Podcast, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. You know, you just hit us up whenever you want to. Obviously, you want to follow my socials at SAJADMIAH. Just follow me on Insta. That's the best way.
Bro,
to
where's
do
this
it.
Warzone content that you keep saying?
Nah. So I'm
Where's this
practicing with that
Warzone
because
content,
I'm
bro?
getting all the streaming and stuff ready, lads.
Mate,
So
that'd be sick, you know. 'cause
man's coming. You get me.
I was gonna get this like device that streams, so you could use that. You know, like you plug your cameras or your mics
yeah,
into it.
that's the one I was gonna buy anyway
know
for
about-
my
Is that
setup.
the El Gato thing, is it?
I've seen something like that, but
Yeah.
there's
There's
different
loads of
ones.
similar things now you can buy online.
You
So
should do that though, mate.
no, honestly, because if anybody who actually like listens to the podcast or watches this and has ever seen my name on Warzone, then you know
Fucking
me.
wanker.
I'm the guy. Don't look at
That's the
this
guy that betrayed me.
he is. I don't know. You get me.
Mate, I'll
Waste
whoop your
man.
ass at Warzone any day,
Waste
mate.
man. Don't know the thing.
Mate,
does
our
not know
360 no
anything.
scope it any
Yeah,
day of the
yeah,
week,
yeah.
bro.
You just
with my eyes
chat
closed.
shit, lad. The fucking chat shit, lad. What gun you gonna
Anyway.
use?
Hey,
Hey,
What gun you
Saj.
gonna use?
Yo,
You know,
Saj.
Shh, wait, one second. What gun you gonna
yeah,
use?
the pew pew one.
The pew pew.
The pew pew
The
one.
pew pew.
You know, the
Hey, Saj, who got you your first dub, bro? Who got you your first dub?
Lad, don't even try and chat,
Hey,
lad. Your
okay.
KD's like 0.56. Go away, lad. Just because I was in a good lobby. Skill-based matchmaking exists, lad.
Yeah,
Don't
mate.
even try.
Bro,
You
just
guys
take the
get
dub,
fucking
man.
happy,
Just
lad.
take the dub. Take the dub. You got a
I'm
dub.
gonna take the dub.
You gotta take the
lad.
dub,
I'm gonna
lad.
take the dub.
See, that's why he was chatting all this before. Like, yeah, man's got his first dub and that. Nah, he's like, nah, bro, who's that fucking
Nah,
dub?
that's
This
time
shit, all
ago,
this,
lad.
this,
That
and
first dub was time ago, lad. Now it's a different story.
Right, well, I'm cutting all this shit out anyway.
Nah, you can leave the Warzone bit. Like
My Instagram is JAACOBRS. Source Code Podcast is brought to you by Liverpool Podcast Studios. Rent the Source Code Podcast Studio today. Get in touch. All
Yes.
that jazz.
Bow, 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 bow.
Source Code Sundays coming to you every
Get
week.
it
Not every
on.
week, but most weeks.
Most weeks.
Most weeks.
Most weeks.
Most Sundays. And there we go. Stay safe, everyone.